Hello.
Whoa, this place is packed already!
Of course. No one's gonna miss out on the chance to welcome our heroes back from battle. Kachina's gonna be so flustered. She's never had this many eyes on her before.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person who likes being the center of attention.
Looks like I'm just in time.
Kanich, you're here!
Yeah, a commission ran longer than expected, but I made it. I heard about the incident with your tribe, Mualani. Is everyone all right?
Yeah, it's all taken care of. Our new friend here's got some tricks up his sleeve, by the way. He's just as strong as Kachina made him out to be.
Hey, look! Is it about to start?
That's right. Someone will come out and recite a eulogy, and then we'll sing the Ode of Resurrection to... Come on, let's find a spot with a good view. Let's go somewhere higher up so Kachina can...
Warriors of Natlan, we are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
क्या हुआ?
I could not find Kachina within the Night Kingdom, or locate her ancient name.
What?
What?
What does that even mean?
Usually once the ode is complete, the Pyro Archon and resurrected person will emerge from the flames. But something went wrong.
What's going on?
This has never happened before.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Clearly, the team sent to fight the Abyss didn't win after all. Think about it. The Ode rekindles all victors. We've witnessed it countless times. Since the Archon couldn't find Kachina in the Night Kingdom, that must mean there's more to this victory than meets the eye.
Hey! You just haven't gotten over the fact that Kachina Kachina beat you in the pilgrimage!
Pathetic. The both of you.
Your wild guesses are misplaced. We completed our mission.
Maybe you did, but who's to say whether that little girl even contributed at all? Maybe she got scared and ran off. Why would the YUB recognize someone like her, even if she was on the winning team?
How dare you insult a hero of Natlan like that? Kachina sacrificed herself to repel the Abyss. She doesn't deserve to be subjected to your vile rumors when she's not even here to defend herself.
Calm down, Mualani. There's no point arguing with the likes of them.
I can't just sit here and let them slander her like that.
To insult a hero of Natlan, the person actually has to be a hero.
You...
Think about it, everyone. Who do you think is really at fault here? A girl who never should have even gone to war? Or the great Pyro Archon? Why would the rules of our nation suddenly stop working?
That's true. If she wasn't revived, it must mean she failed to achieve victory. Maybe the YUB interpret victory in different ways?
I mean, that girl didn't look all that strong to me.
Kachina wouldn't have run! That's not like her at all!
No! She's been waiting for this moment for too long. No matter how daunting the situation, no matter how scared she might feel, she's always the first person to stand up and face it head on. We don't even know what happened. So don't you dare try to use this as an excuse to vent your anger or slander her reputation.
Fine. We'll find out what happens soon enough. Then, we'll see who truly deserves glory.
That's enough. There is no doubt about today's victory, or Kachina's part in it. She is a hero worthy of our admiration and celebration. However, the failure of today's ceremony is undeniable. Kachina has not been rekindled, and I offer you all my deepest apologies as I continue to investigate this matter. To prevent further casualties, I have decided to suspend the pilgrimage until this matter is resolved.
What?
No one is all-knowing. No one is infallible, not even myself. But doubt is a means by which we seek the truth, not a weapon we wield against others.
I didn't mean it that way, Archon. I just...
If there are things you wish to clarify, then ask me directly. Doubt my answer if you wish. But now's your chance. You have concerns? State them.
No, of course not.
Even though I have said nothing to change your mind, then it would seem the truth never mattered to you at all.
That guy doesn't even have the courage to answer the Pyro Archon's question. So much for all that glory talk earlier.
I have a question, Archon. My friend Kachina. Do you have any idea where she is? It's extremely important to me. I know you said you were investigating the situation, but I'm sorry, that's not enough.
I've already shared everything I know. If you want to learn the truth and rescue your friend sooner, you should join the investigation. So, what do you say?
Of course I'll join.
In that case, come see me in the speaker's chamber.
We should join them.
Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, could you drop by as well, Traveler? I'd like to have a chat. Rest assured, everyone, I'll keep the tribal chiefs informed on the progress of the investigation. Once again, I apologize for the outcome of this ceremony. If there are no further questions, let's part for now.
Did she just ask us to come along?
I believe she did. Let's go.
पता है मुझे लग रहा है अंदर ही कहीं पे जिंदा होगी फंसी होगी वो वहाँ पे
The situation is urgent, so I'll get straight to the point. Kachina is undoubtedly a hero of Natlan, and I'm deeply sorry this happened to her. There's been unrest in the Night Kingdom, but I don't know what's causing it. As a result, I've been unable to track down her location. Until we find and address the cause of the unrest, the Ode of Resurrection will continue to be ineffective.
And that means Kachina won't be able to come back?
That's correct. Not until the problem with the Night Kingdom is resolved.
How long will that take?
It's hard to say.
Kachina always dreamed of fighting the Abyss. Of doing her part to defend Natlan. She wasn't afraid of death because she knew, if it came down to it, the Pyro Archon would be there to bring her back to life. Whenever we sat down together, exhausted from training, she would always hum the Ode of Resurrection. She was supposed to come back to us. We were supposed to hug her and celebrate with her and share her joy. We supported her every step of the way, but what are we supposed to do now? Sit peacefully and wait for her return? Lose ourselves in grief over her death? Tell me, are we her friends? Or her murderers?
That's not fair, Mualani.
It's all right. I understand your rage and your grief. Kachina's life means a great deal to me, Mualani. Believe me, I want to bring her back as soon as possible. I would give you that peace of mind if I could. But please, hear what I have to say so I can at least give you a broader picture of the issue we are now facing. Considering the recent attack on your tribe, I believe the Abyss has found a new means of undermining the rules of our nation.
You mean...
The Sacred Flame. The foundation of our resistance against the Abyss. If we continue to hold the pilgrimage and send teams to fight the Abyss, there will likely be more casualties. But if we stop altogether, the Sacred Flame will only grow weaker. The Abyss will scale up their attacks, and the tragedy we saw with the people of the Springs will only be the first of many.
If we compare the two choices, the former seems to be the lesser of two evils. Sorry, I know that may sound harsh, but I bear the name Malipo. Weighing the costs is my duty. The raw truth can be cruel. But we need to understand it if we want to approach this rationally.
But what would you say, Mualani? This is personal for you. And unlike Kanich, I dare say it's not a simple case of weighing up which course of action is less painful.
No. I can't choose between them, and I don't want to. Saying that one is preferable over the other is disrespectful to the people who suffered.
You're saying it doesn't matter whether I suspend the pilgrimage. The consequences will be equally painful.
Yes. What happened to Kachina breaks my heart. But I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice other people for her.
And that is the crux of the problem. It's not simply a matter of choosing the lesser of two evils. Either way, there will be people who suffer. And the end result will be the same. Belief in the pilgrimage will waver. Once doubt has crept in, the people will no longer unite in battle against the Abyss. And that is exactly what the Abyss wants. Their ultimate goal isn't to break the rules that make the Ode of Resurrection work. It's to destroy the people's faith in them. To prevent what happened to Kachina from happening to anyone else, we need to suspend the pilgrimage. So that is my current plan. And in the meantime, I've made efforts to strengthen each tribe's defenses. Then, we have to find another way of strengthening the Sacred Flame to keep the Abyss at bay. This won't be easy. I'll need time to figure out the best approach. I understand your anger, Mualani.
Wow. Paimon thought things were gonna get heated for a second, but the Pyro Archon...
I owe you an apology, Archon.
We could always hold the pilgrimage.
हमको क्यों
I've considered
बुलाया?
that, but the two events have nearly always been linked. Without the chance to fight the Abyss, pilgrimage rankings lose their prestige, and competitor numbers will drop. With fewer participants, the amount of contending fire produced will decrease, and the vicious...
So, essentially, the Abyss is taking Kachina hostage.
You've learned about the concept of ley lines during your travels, yes? The Night Kingdom is something similar. Staying there for a short period of time shouldn't have an effect on the person. But with the Abyss in the picture, it's a different story. Your sense of self will be devoured, until eventually you become one with the Sea of Souls. Imagine pouring a cup of water into a rushing river. You can try to scoop up another cup, but there's no chance it will be the same water you had before. I won't sugarcoat it. That is the danger Kachina is currently facing.
क्या story
Just like
है?
you said, Archon. Both of these problems need to be addressed.
वो एक ऐसा
You can
समझ लो
focus all your efforts on dealing
डंजन
with the
टाइप
sacred
एरिया है,
flame.
वहाँ पे लोग
I will go
एक्सप्लोर करने
search for
जाते हैं।
Kachina.
The Abyss
तो
poses
एक
the
ग्रुप
same
गया था,
threat to you as it does to her.
उसमें से एक
It is
जन
very
वहाँ पे मर
possible you
गया
will
था,
not
ठीक है।
return.
तो इन लोगों के पास ऐसा
Knowing
पावर है
that,
कि उनको रिजर्व
do you
कर
still
सकते हैं
choose
वापस।
to go?
बट वो इस बार काम नहीं
Kachina's
किया,
waiting for us
तो
to
हमें वो
rescue her.
इन्वेस्टिगेट करना है।
That's all that matters.
I failed to protect her during our campaign, but I can make it up to her now. I choose to go as well.
Traveler? What do you think?
Understood. Then I'll support you in any way I can. The Masters of the Nightwind have a technique that can extract an ancient name from the ley lines. If we can find Kachina's ancient name, I can use the link between them to pinpoint her position within the Night Kingdom. Then comes the hard part. You need to visit the Night Kingdom in person and rescue her.
But isn't the Night Kingdom a land of souls? Can we even go there?
Under normal circumstances, only the consciousness can enter. But there is a way to
There
go
is a
there in
way to
person.
go there in person.
However, know that the Night Kingdom will attempt to repel you, and the Abyss certainly won't leave you be.
That's fine by me.
Same here. Fighting the Abyss is nothing new for me.
So, Paimon's the only one who's scared? Well, if you're going, Traveler, Paimon's going too.
Lali of the Masters of the Nightwind once created an artifact that can be used to communicate with the Wayab. We call it the Spirit Speaker Stone. It was originally used as a ceremonial artifact wielded by the tribal chiefs. But that spiritual quality also means it can be used to search for an ancient name.
That was the artifact I delivered to the Scions of the Canopy a few days ago. Didn't think I'd be hearing about it again so soon.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
Your thanks are unnecessary. I will offer you whatever aid I can, but your fellowship and courage are what will truly decide the success of this operation. Besides, you're the ones helping me. I can only focus on one thing at a time, after all.
Okay.
Traveler, I certainly didn't expect our first conversation to be so serious. I've heard all about your accomplishments. Ever since you arrived, I've been hoping to meet you and offer you Natlan's highest level of hospitality.
Why?
Why? Is that not what happened in the other nations you visited?
It's kind of
Things were pretty
complicated.
complicated at the start. And, you know, in the middle. But our reputation's solid nowadays.
That's more like it. After all, I've heard you're someone who transcends fate. Perhaps even more than you can imagine. But weekend. Ideally,
Okay.
this would be the perfect night for a drink and some musical ambiance. But there are important things.
Oh, I almost forgot. Atea was wounded in the fight against the Abyss. She wanted us to give this to you. It embodies fond memories and my strength of will. That's what she asked us to tell you. She said you
पूरा
know
गेम
what that
स्टोरी
means.
मोड है। हाँ,
I
मैं
didn't
थोड़ा
think
ऊपर
this
ऊपर
day
से
would come
बताता
so
हूँ पूरा
soon.
गेम का स्टोरी
The
क्या
flames
है।
of her life force.
एक बार ये
Like,
खत्म हो जाए।
if
बात है।
things were different, the two of us could have enjoyed the hot springs together while she gave this to me But don't worry. This talisman means a great deal to me.
बहुत बातें करते हो ये।
You said you didn't want to jeopardize the production of contending fire.
You're right. Even now, the production of contending fire is far from sufficient. The gradual corrosion caused by the Abyss has resulted in a massive short as things stand. The pilgrimage is a lost cause. Suspending it allows us to save our strength to defend the tribes. The Abyss has brought catastrophe to Natlan, and Kachina's disappearance in the Night Kingdom is a direct consequence of that.
We can't let the general public know that.
No. If I said nothing at all, they would have continued to question the integrity of Natlan's heroes.
Another simple choice. The latter was...
I have never subscribed to the let's go.
You mean?
Yes. The sacred flame must never go out. Not only does it strike fear in the abyss, so until our heroes are ready,
But that can only last so long. I think we should focus on the remaining ancient.
Don't let desperation cloud your... Those chosen by the Wyab have already embarked on their destined path. It is for them to decide how... All we can do is support them.
Even so, for you to make this sacrifice...
वही तो
If I
थोड़ा
possess
skip
great
करते हैं
strength,
बातें इनकी
but I'm not above my people. This is part of my duty.
finally अभी भी है
Archon, it's the Fatui!
अब शायद फाइट आएगी
The Archon
Oh,
of Natlan.
number
A
3
force to be reckoned with. The secret of the ley lines is no secret to me. Long have they been destined for ruin. And
Oh
since
boy.
the oath made 5 centuries ago remains unfulfilled, what use is the Gnosis in your hands?
I don't know what you mean. But it sounds like this is about more than the Tsaritsa.
oh boy
In times of crisis, someone must pick up the mantle of salvation. Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan. But before the dawn of a new age, the old must be destroyed.
भाई क्या एनिमेशन है
I assume that's the end of your speech? Good. People like us. Let our blades do the talking!
एनिमे लग रहा है पूरा oh oh boy oh boy oh boy भाग गया वो क्या फाइट है हाँ ब्रो
Masters of the Night Wind. Send word. The captain and his followers must be apprehended.
ये इस गेम का जब तक मैंने बहुत टाइम से खेल रहा हूँ ठीक है सबसे बड़ा स्टोरी है आई
Are
मीन
you
ये
alright,
स्टोरी
Archon?
मोड चालू हुआ है
He was a
इतना
formidable
बड़ा कभी
opponent.
तक नहीं आया मैंने
Exactly what I would expect from the first of the Fatui Harbingers.
I never imagined someone could match you in combat. If the Tsaritsa sent him here, why would he bring up what happened 5 centuries ago?
Yeah. And how much does he know about Natlan?
The Harbingers are all driven by their own personal goals. The only purpose that unites them is collecting, but I'm sure the captain has his own reasons for being here as well.
Whatever his motive, we should shift our focus to the Fatui.
No, we're running out of time. The wound I inflicted should hold him back and weaken him for the time being. Besides, I'm sure you noticed. The power that came to his rescue just now came from the Masters of the Nightwind.
In other words, there are traitors among us.
Not necessarily. This could prove to be a very valuable turn of events. When we exchanged final blows, I sensed an unusual presence within him. I'll need to investigate further. Kanich, go to the Masters of the Nightwind and look into who could have aided the captain. Speak to Sitlali. She should know.
Of course, I'll head out right now.
Yes.
By the way, ये god है,
Fear not.
fire god.
Natlan's strength has never rested solely in its Archon. Together we foresaw the only path that leads to our nation's future. We must trust in that vision.
Is everything okay, Ark?
Completely fine. Just lamenting the fact that I never got a picture when I could still turn my hair into flames. I just hope the others have a safe journey.
Oh, finally.
What's happening at the stadium? Did something explode?
It feels like the Archon unleashed her power. She must be fighting a formidable...
Should we go back and check what's going on?
Have faith in the Archon. She wouldn't lose in a one-on...
Once we
Back
find
to
Kachina's
stadium.
ancient name, we'll head right back.
Okay, let's just keep going.
ओके देखो मैं फटाफट बता देता हूँ, ठीक है। ये अपना मेन कैरेक्टर है, ठीक है। ये एंड एक इसकी सिस्टर, दो ट्विन होते हैं। जो गेम चालू होते हैं, इन दोनों के पास ऐसा पावर होता है कि वो डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड में ट्रैवल कर सके, ठीक है। तो ये दोनों वही करते होते हैं, ट्रैवल कर रहे होते हैं दो वर्ल्ड के बीच में, आई मीन डिफरेंट बहुत सारे वर्ल्ड के बीच में। इस वर्ल्ड में आते हैं तो यहाँ पे कुछ डिवाइन एंटिटी होती है जो उनको रोक देती है, और अब ये दूसरे वर्ल्ड में ट्रैवल नहीं कर सकते। एक और चीज़ होती है, जब ये फाइट होती है उनके साथ तो ये अनकॉन्शियस मतलब बेहोश हो जाता है और 500 साल बाद जागता है अपना मेन कैरेक्टर। और जब देखता है तो उसकी बहन गायब होती है। तो अभी मेन स्टोरी लाइन यही है कि ये हर एक 7 नेशन है डिफरेंट इस वर्ल्ड में। हर एक नेशन का अपना एक गॉड है, फायर गॉड, वाटर गॉड, ऐसा अलग अलग नेशन का अलग अलग गॉड है। तो हर एक के पास जाते हैं बार बार और अपने सिस्टर की इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए ऐसा। तो वही है, मेन चालू हुआ था इस रीजन से। ये विंड गॉड का रीजन था, फिर ये रीजन आया, किधर गया ये रीजन जो कि मतलब वही क्या बोलते हैं, ग्राउंड। फिर ये सिमेरु आया था जो कि डेंड्रो मतलब प्लांट रिलेटेड पावर हो। फिर ये वाटर वाला रीजन है जहाँ पे वाटर गॉड था, और अभी ये फायर वाला चल रहा है। तो हर एक जगह से थोड़ी थोड़ी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलती है, और अब तक जितना पता चला है कि अपनी जो बहन थी, वो जो मेन बॉस है इस गेम का, उनमें से टॉप में से वो एक है। तो वो वहाँ पे क्यों है वो मैं पता लगाना है। बहुत ऊपर जाना है। जाए कैसे भाई वहाँ पे? ओह, मैं गलती से नीचे आ गया। इसकी मतलब स्टोरी बहुत अच्छी है, तुम देखोगे ना पूरा है। और ये मोबाइल के लिए भी है गेम, सेम गेम है, मोबाइल में भी खेल सकते हो, बट बहुत बड़ा है मोबाइल में। हाई एंड डिवाइस चाहिए होगा अगर मोबाइल में खेलना है ना तो। ओके, हम इसमें ट्रांसफर हो जाते हैं। चलो कोई तो तरीका होगा। ये रहा ना।
What can you tell us about the scions of the canopy?
The tribe's people are very adventurous.
Oh, kinda like us then.
I'm not so sure. You don't strike me as the type to enjoy danger. The scions of the canopy are a bunch of thrill seekers. They love extreme sports like rock climbing, rappelling, volcano parkour, or even bungee jumping without a rope while a Yunkasaur stands at the edge and uses its tongue to catch them. Sound like something you'd be interested in?
Okay, that does sound
मैं ट्राई
different from
किया
our
तो
usual
बहुत जीबी लेता है।
adventures.
हाँ बहुत बड़ा है ब्रो,
Paimon's not doing it.
बहुत बड़ा है। उतना बड़ा मैंने आज तक मोबाइल गेम नहीं देखा जितना बड़ा ये है। कहीं पे तो है ये थोड़ा बहुत के लिए।
That's Waina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
Chaska.
Nice to see you again, Waina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it.
Whoa, hold on a
फटाफट
second.
अंदर
My
ले
friend
चलो मैं।
Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to find her ancient name and...
Rescue her? From the Night Kingdom?
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Go in there. A mature warrior would never
अभी
make
आर्क
such a
मोबाइल आने
foolish
वाला है।
decision.
हाँ, दिसंबर में आ रहा है ना?
The nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic, but when that happens, the best thing you can do is focus on how to prevent further casualties.
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Waina. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose foolishness any day.
I thought you might say that.
Is something wrong, Waina? This life isn't complete without taking risks.
It's nothing. If
अरे
you're that
यार बहुत
determined.
बातें करते हो, थोड़ा अंदर जाने दो।
Seems like you two go way back.
Oh, Chaska's a peacekeeper. Her younger sister.
इसके
Oh,
आधे
you have
बातें
a
तो
younger
skip करनी
Yes,
पड़ती है।
but
बेकार की
let's get
बातें
back to
करते रहते हैं।
business.
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night King, in that sense,
We couldn't do that.
with a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have this
Who?
Vichama. He's got a keen eye.
Bichama?
He's one of Auntie. Where can we find...
Ever since Malco passed.
Thank you.
Good luck.
1 घंटा बातें की इन लोगों ने। एक स्टोन कहाँ है बताने में। ऑलरेडी 2.5 GB का था, कितना
Someone
होगा?
admiring the scenery
हाँ ब्रो,
from
अभी
the
तो बहुत से
cliff
मैप
tops.
आई मीन वो आ रहे
That
हैं,
must be him.
अलग अलग मैप। हाँ भाई, बट वो उसमें ऐसा
Hello
होगा कि
there. Are you Bichama?
तुम जो मैप चूज करो ना
That's
उस
me.
हिसाब से डाउनलोड
Did you need
अलग से
something?
होगा। स्टार्टिंग से डाउनलोड नहीं होगा सब। पबजी में था ना ऐसा, पता है? पबजी मोबाइल में कि अगर वीकेंडी और वो
You're
सब
saying
मैप डाउनलोड करना है
you
तो
can
वो
bring
अंदर
someone
इन गेम
back from
डाउनलोड
the
करता
Night
है।
Kingdom?
पहले सिर्फ एक ही
How is that
मैप
even
डाउनलोड
possible?
होता है। वैसा होगा।
No.
If you really think about it, anything's possible in that kind of place. But that would mean...
Are you okay?
Everything's fine. After I help you find...
Your friend?
Yes.
That's not a problem. We agree to your request.
Yeah.
Then we're agreed.
चलो ये क्या है ये कर क्या रहा है
I see. From what I can tell, it functions almost like an abyssal pylon. Both connect the Night Kingdom to the living world. Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood.
Wow, you got all...
I just picked... I'll go find an open air.
We'll go right away.
First...
Wait, are you...
By creating something...
Oh, I see.
Right. Normally you can...
Gotcha!
Alright, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want. In case you're worried I'm...
What do you think, Chaska?
Anyway, it'll take some time to set every...
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
I don't have any more... Hang on.
Make the preparation to seek the ancient stone.
Time to go. Yeah.
Hello.
Hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes. How much?
Oh, the whole thing?
Deal.
Wait.
What, you want me to...
Oh,
अरे
no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes are... All right.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to...
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes.
Perfect. Thank you so...
Relax. Everything's going...
I know, it's just... Kachina always...
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady.
Perfect! Thank you.
If you hadn't shown... Here you go. How's he do?
Do you know what?
I heard about Malco. 5 years
दूसरी
down
बातें
the eve.
क्यों करते हो?
The team agreed. Vichama, it's just... Vichama went into a deep... Oh, yeah, I've tried... Abyss... And it...
बातें ही बननी होती इनकी चलो
Did you get everything?
Yep, it's all here.
I've made all the necessary adjustments, so we're good to go. As agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then you return the favor. Go ahead. After Malco fell, if I had been there, I've always...
But that the Pyro Arc...
There might not... All right, let's get to it. Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle.
I'm born ready. चलो.
Look at that golden thing. It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer.
ये सब कलेक्ट करना है क्या मुझे? ये कंप्लीट करना होगा मुझे आई थिंक. आई होप तब तक कोई एनिमीज ना आए.
Whoa, monsters incoming! Watch out, everyone!
लग ही रहा था.
Bow your head.
Into the wind.
Covenant of the Deep!
Burn!
Oh, bhai.
How much longer, Vichama?
Not long. We're getting close.
इसको क्या हो गया? ये बेचारा.
Time to go.
उसको कुछ हो रहा है. क्या हो गया?
Vichama!
Quick, take it.
ये क्या है?
I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malco. Just a little longer.
Something's not right. The power of the abyss is getting stronger.
ओ ये सब अंदर खींचे जाएंगे देखना.
The abyss is corroding his body. Vichama, you can't keep going.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there.
Understood.
Thank you.
ये उसका खींचता रहेगा.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the abyss is strong.
Oh.
This power.
Hanging in there?
I can hold much longer. हाँ,
No,
बात तो सही है.
why can't I find him? Why?
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the stone, Mualani.
I already tried, but the power of the abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like he's tied to the stone with an invisible rope.
In that case, we have no choice. Get back!
Chaska, wait!
ये क्या किया इसने? तोड़ दिया क्या स्टोन को?
Ouch! What happened just now? It looked like the spirit speakers.
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. The only way to stop it was to destroy it. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed to dodge it in time.
I thought I said to get back.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska. We were this close to getting dragged into the explosion.
Okay, I'll be more careful next time.
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malco's ancient name. It must be completely gone by... Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew... And now... It's too...
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences.
Huh? What's that in your hands, Vichama? It looks like something's glowing.
Huh? This is...
वो क्या है? Oh.
Hey, Malco. Got any strength left?
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words? Sure.
Too bad. No one will get to hear them. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission.
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. They won't have to mourn me. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just keep on living. For the both of us.
हाँ, memory उसको कुछ बस याद आया.
Was that?
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Hearing his voice again, it makes me... But it also brings with it an even deeper...
A deeper pain?
Malko was always the type to put on a break. For all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the...
Bichama!
I'm fine. Actually, I heard when you asked for my help, but...
अभी बातें करने का टाइम है
to
इनके
fester,
पास.
guilt strip. If I could do it all that way,
इतने
there are
दौड़ते
critical
दौड़ते यहाँ पे आए थे
something.
उनको बचाने
Thank
के
you.
लिए.
I promised I would.
That's good to hear.
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion... Thanks to him, though, you were only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help you keep this... Just speaking from experience.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's.
Koichi, are you really...
I think you know
Honestly, it's... They're back.
Koichi?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow Chaska for a few minutes.
ये दोनों सिस्टर कैसे हो सकती है? इसके कान एल्फ जैसे है, उसके कान नॉर्मल है.
Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story. It's not really my story to tell, but she was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own. That strength of will pushed her to survive.
For some reason?
Well...
I remember those days. Eventually, she found a way to... It sounds
बाद
like
में
she's...
बातें करना बैठ जाते हैं.
Oh, I get it.
I'm all for your adventure. Still...
All right, it's just the two of us now.
I don't have anything to say.
That attitude is exactly the problem.
Well, technically I am...
Again with the excuse... We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's but a trip to the Night Kingdom...
What do you mean, sneak into the place?
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you?
You feel like he went back on his word.
Oh...
This is important.
You don't know that?
All right, whatever. Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments?
Chaska, does it sound like...
Then...
But the person...
That's a different issue.
I've also told you that managing your
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat.
Koichi!
So, you're really going to go?
Then support me.
So, that's it.
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't...
Really?
You know, I said that very thing. It's not my place to get...
Thank you.
Anytime. According to Kini.
If only Tone Gift...
It might be in a few more pieces.
Huh?
इतनी बातें करते हैं बे.
I see. Still, stay safe out there in the night.
I think यहाँ पे ऊपर होगा.
Time to go.
ये रहा. Okay. चलो. लगता है किसी कार्टून का स्टोरी डाल दिया.
Time to go.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name.
Well, it's fairly complicated. Let me give you the condensed version.
Oh.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble.
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. With multiple factions closing in, there's nothing comforting about the situation we're facing. Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you.
There's no need to be so modest, Dion-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact. You're the
Archon, I'm sorry about before.
You have nothing to be so- Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track-
Let's go track her down.
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store-
Whoa. I've never seen this place.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone grows up listening, and physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own. Now, I still have some preparations to make for the ceremony, so feel free to take a look around. If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to tell you.
All right, we'll have a
Look around.
This fishing bat.
Hey, there's a fishing rod here. It must have belonged to the people of the springs.
That's right. It belongs to a legendary fisherman named Matavaru. He and I met in a tavern. In his eyes.
So, did he do it?
The next time I saw him, he managed to kill the fish, but can a fisherman claim victory if he fails to bring back his catch?
Well,
That was my answer. In the end, he...
Wait, that means you...
Maybe we can go head to head. The powder still needs some time to settle. Well, what do you think of my...
Yeah! If each item... Does every item hold a special memory?
That's right. The items in they demonstrate the true shape.
The shape?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. We cannot change, but there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth.
At once?
Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience in each nation, which one would you say was the most important? Exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. Take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions. The future is the same way. It exists. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name. Fate.
That does kinda...
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past, while the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras to come up with such a set of rules. The first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine. That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the divine throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan, namely a framework through which ordinary people can, by holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us. In addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land.
So, it all comes down to the power of the divine throne? Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes, that's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! Look, Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but seeing this portrait, it really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh.
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Sorry, Paimon's so...
अभी बातें करने का
No matter
time
becoming the art. My father, one time, my sister, I still remember.
Wow.
Isn't that what, as the Archon?
Well, what happened?
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. Anyway, that's enough about me. Now that the powder is settled, we can begin. Ian-san, Mulani, Chaska, over here, please. Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin.
ये अपने मेन कैरेक्टर के उसमें आ गया कुछ तो होने वाला है मुझे लग रहा है ये तभी अपने मेन कैरेक्टर में आता है
Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, so too shall our stories remain eternal. Ancient name, take us to your fated bearer. Allow her to answer our call.
Am I hallucinating again? Kachina! Are you okay? Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I? It's okay, Kachina. It's just us. We're trying to find a way to bring you back. Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyup is being affected by the Abyss. I was waiting for the Wyup to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me. The Wyup saved me, even though its power is weakening. So I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds and seeing really horrible things.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The Abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity. All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us. We'll be there shortly.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need to worry about me. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just knowing you care is more than enough. I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me. You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you as a burden. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to rescue you. I'm still... All you need to do is place your trust in us. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind.
Yeah, we're so close. We can't call it quits now.
गया connection गया
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. You have to traverse the Night Kingdom in your physical form. This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time inside could expose you to corrosion.
I know. I'm prepared for that possibility.
All right. Then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced in dealing with that face you just made. Don't tell me you two got into another argument.
No, I just feel bad for creating more work for her.
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people, the stronger the...
Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you're willing to brave...
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support. But Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle...
That won't happen.
I hope not.
चलो पहले अपन एक कैरेक्टर बदल लेते हैं.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
ये सही रहेगा.
What is the situation?
ये बेचारा देखो इसको कैसे बैठा है यहाँ पे अकेला. कोई है भी नहीं इसके साथ खेलने वाला. अटैक भी नहीं कर रहा है. क्या फायदा है इसको मारने का. बैठने दो. फाइनली मेरे को फायर चाहिए. ठीक है, अगर ये बोल रहे हैं ना तो ले लेते हैं. I would prefer her.
Ready for trial.
Okay, done. चलो. अब आया ना मजा.
So we're underneath Natland right now? It looks nothing like Paimon was imagining.
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization, ruled by humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They had their own advanced civilization?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what these ruins have been abandoned for a long time. But with the recent increase in Abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the Night Kingdom.
No. It's going to be obstacle after obstacle.
Why are you all laughing like that?
It's the pre-adventure excitement!
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
बातें करना बंद करोगे तो चालू करेंगे ना.
Time to go.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natland's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
Ah, so basically no sugar, no soft drinks, no grilled meat.
Yeah, we'll be here all day if you list them out one by one. It's much faster to just focus on what's good for you.
Such as?
Vegetable juice. Want some?
You know, Ian-san, Paimon feels like the two of us...
Oh, finally.
Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Settle down!
Incinerate!
Clouds high, the birds call!
Lol. Oh.
Whoa, the place we need to go seems really high up. Allow me.
The wind knows it.
Silence! Let the mighty be humbled!
A switch. ये गजब है। हर एक एनिमल का एक एक पार्ट होता है।
Into the wind!
Rest and rebuild! Time for your arraignment! Motion to compel! Turret and refuge! Hold the line!
Settle down!
One with nature, as one with wind and cloud!
Okay. Oh.
This is the final stretch. We just need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
कैसे चढ़ रहा है? I don't think it कैसे चढ़ पाएगा इसको? Finally. This is the gate.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about.
Yes. There's something in the depths of this place that feels familiar. It also
We actually have to go in there? Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Don't put... Hey! You don't have to drag Paimon! You're pulling too hard!
Looks like we made it. This is the Night Kingdom.
It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories.
That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina here in the first place.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything can happen here.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. We obviously...
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there?
Just like I said, Our real-world knowledge doesn't apply. If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance. But here, all we have to do is stand underneath the light and offer a prayer.
That's it?
इसको कैसे पता?
Right.
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina.
Exactly. This, like...
The terrain looks...
Yeah, these floating...
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! A talking ghost!
Whoa.
Calm down, I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right? Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malco. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect...
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker's stone hadn't become corrupted by the Abyss. But we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe would have been in danger.
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death.
Exactly.
दूसरी बातें करने लग जाते हैं
I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form. Be careful. This place has been severely...
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Ouch!
Whoa.
You can't go wandering off. Stick close to me.
पूरा health खाली कर दिया.
Ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route.
Damage कर रहा
This way.
Allow me!
Whoa. आया भागो. किधर गया वो?
Not good. More monsters.
अरे इनको तो मैं...
We shouldn't waste our time on them. Incinerate! Ha! Ha! Jia! 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 Breath of the flame! Jia! Jia! Motion to compel!
ये लोग पूरा नया एरिया लाया, बताया ऐसा एरिया पहले कभी था ही नहीं.
Oh, Paimon can't see anything!
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
वो रहा. वो ये अकेला किधर जा रहा है?
Did you hear that?
What?
Never mind. It was probably just my imagination.
Don't scare Paimon like that!
I heard it too. It was a voice from the Abyss.
What did it say?
Doesn't matter.
खुद का इमेजिनेशन है फिर.
Paimon just heard it too! Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place!
ये सब दिखाई दे रहा है शायद इनको सिर्फ.
We're here, Kachina! No, honey? Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters. Good idea. Let's...
Oh, मुझे खेलने के लिए दे दिया था मुझे।
One with nature.
Hold the line!
Silence!
Incinerate!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
You're here! You're finally here! Thank you so much! That monster can appear from anywhere! It almost come. The YF's power helped keep me hidden, so I just tried to stay out of sight until you got... Had a girl. You did so well. And most importantly, you weren't hurt.
Should we start heading back then?
Actually, I have a request. I can't exactly put it into words, but...
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong with the Ode of Resurrection. And I know it has something to do with the contamination from the...
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen here certainly seems to back it up.
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the Wyab of each tribe. You can think of them like the body of each Wyab. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxies to which the Wyab can extend their consciousness. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the Wyab can extend their consciousness over the entire realm and track down souls no matter where they roam. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we could drive back the abyssal power from one of them, that probably wouldn't even put a dent in the problem.
Still, we can't just leave the Wyab to suffer.
I agree. We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Kachina. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
बात तो सही है.
Kachina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache.
Maybe we really should leave.
No, I'm fine. Just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you. You don't have anything to prove.
All right. The sooner we get this done...
We've already come all this way.
Let's go.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself? That's...
It's all right. I don't have much, so go.
Thank you for it.
You're a true hero.
Reunion.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk. I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that.
The door of resurrection. Oh, यहाँ कोई powerful monster आएगा.
Wyab, I'm back. My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyab, can you hear me? So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. All right, get ready, everyone. Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place.
Careful. We've got company.
Oh, nice.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly. He tried to get in my way, so I disposed of him. He would have dispersed with or without me. Rather than worrying about him, you may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me now, and it will be to your peril. No, the power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks captivates like a masterful work of art. I strive only for the opportunity to see it up close. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of lambs willing to offer themselves up to the slaughter. That is the tragedy of your short lives. You understand nothing of all-encompassing power. Ancient names, pride, friendship, all empty ideas invented to give you a false sense of self-worth. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfishness. Anything to avoid sharing power. Anything to avoid handing over the primordial gift to ordinary people like you. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina, remain so pathetically weak?
Kachina, give me your hand. Feel that? I'm right here next, Moalani. Because I'm not alone anymore. You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't have any power. But you also couldn't be more wrong. You've never had to work for your own strength, so you will never understand the true source of our power.
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down? It comes from our friendship. The power lies not in the ideal itself, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal. And in our decision to stand together and fight!
Well said!
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than two of us to handle an enemy like this.
Sorry in advance, but you?
There aren't many in Natlan who can beat it.
Oh, अगर ये बोल रहा है कि ये पावरफुल है, देखते हैं। ओह, इन दोनों से ही लड़ना है मुझे। Oh lol! What was the damage?
Let's shred, Sharky!
Need a surfboard?
Carving waves!
Coming!
Shabam! Ow! Yeah! Drilling down!
इसका शील्ड कैसे तोड़ूं? ओह, फायर का है, मुझे लगा उसका है। लॉल।
We won! We actually won!
भाई क्या पावरफुल है वो।
That's what he gets for underestimating you two.
Fantastic work, Kachina. Absolutely fantastic. This makes me so unbelievably happy.
I'm happy too, Moalani. Together we really are unstoppable.
Huh?
Whoa.
My ancient name is glowing? But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world. But that doesn't explain why it's glowing all of a sudden.
Wait, does that mean you're...
You're?
That was a bold move, diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend, especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something. Everything you said was exactly right. As isolated individuals, we stand no chance against the power of the Abyss. It took years' worth of scars and lots of unnecessary suffering for me to understand that for myself. The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one. Everyone has a part to play. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of foes.
Who are you?
Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natlan.
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of under the name Umoja. You shall unite the tribes and save Natlan from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with our vision for Natlan, even amid everlasting darkness. Our bonds remain eternal.
इसको क्या हो रहा है?
What's wrong? So many memories. My brain was just flooded with everything he once knew. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natlan started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to. I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the Wayab first.
इसको कैसे क्लियर करेंगे, क्लीन करेंगे? बाकी सब पावर दे रहे हैं, वो खींच रहा है. इसको कुछ फील होगा, देखना.
Okay, that should be enough. Wayab, can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina, my dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before we leave, but we can't afford to stay here any longer. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer.
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina. No matter what happens.
Huh?
You are all my most beloved children. It has always been my honor to... Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name, but it need not define you. Focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. Now, you need only devote yourself to becoming a better you. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love for you will never change. It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it is time for you to leave this place. Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all...
I know we've never met before, Wayab, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Whoa! What's going on? An earthquake?
We're out of time.
It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
पीछे से आ रहा है.
Watch out for the falling rocks! Quick, through the middle! Come on, faster!
We'll never make it!
Oh. बंद हो गया. हर जगह से आ रहे वो लोग. Oh boy. Oh boy.
You've done well. Now come home.
पूरा जमीन तोड़ दिया उसने.
We're back! The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she used it all up?
She's still in the Speaker's Chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price.
You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just let's get back to the stadium.
I recommend getting a full checkup, just to make sure no damage gets left behind.
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler?
अपन को क्या होगा?
You always seem...
Let's get going. We need to share what we...
Right. The Wyatt mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan. What is it?
I'll let her explain everything. Where every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan...
जमीन में छेद कर दिया. किधर गया वो? दिख नहीं रहा मुझे. वो कहाँ पे था? ओ भाई तो बैठ गया थ्रोन पे.
Huh. There's a lot less stuff here than before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan. Take a seat, everybody. I'll... All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
He always has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had good intent. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. The devastation in the Night Kingdom. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh? No.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this nation. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated 500 years ago.
Mulan told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of Teyvat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains as real as ever.
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power passed down from the Wayab nearly severed. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss in the future. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it. But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you.
It was you?
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense. The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human. It's impossible for a human to live that long.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Oh.
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wayab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old 500 years ago.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means unity. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wayab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the Sacred Flame and the Wyab has been blocked.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its methods certainly aren't easy to... If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name-bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyab, Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust in the judgment of the Wyab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precise. Natlan's salvation lies not in... You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding the topic.
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose. Fuel.
Fuel? So back then, that's why you...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Every item belonged to a hero of Natlan. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited. But together, their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the 2 worlds. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But weren't they all precious treasures? What about their store?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power.
You have nothing to be sorry for. And then, it would only... Besides, if they knew those items helped save...
Even when you put it...
the people and the events of the... If you still have regret, your deeds will become...
Well, we...
Now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast and celebrate your team's triumph in the Night Warden War. And we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus...
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing, having a victory feast doesn't feel right.
Try not to let it get to you. It's important. All right.
Act 1 खत्म हो गया, I think.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value. I've witnessed their energy, their determination. Even when they cause trouble. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she... One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Whoa. मुझे लगा ट्राई करने को मिलेगा.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will... But you came to me because you knew... I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect... For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is...
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
But लंबी चल रही है इनकी कहानी.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
कुछ बोल क्यों नहीं रही?
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone.
The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind,
Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. But it's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others.
Ah, well, you two had a fight.
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Yeah, she was super.
That's good.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face in the Night Kingdom, so I didn't want to
So what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid, but it works pretty well. It helps her keep her cool for a little while. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I wanted.
But do you really have to go that far?
No way. Chaska never... I appreciate the... Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind... In the end, it's all the...
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Woohoo! Well done, Kachina. Thank you.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild, so I stopped to bandage his wounds. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing me.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about swapping teams too.
I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the night.
So, what about you?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day. We got disqualified.
Serves you all right. No.
All right. There's no need.
Dear friends, firstly, I'm grateful to this traveler and his companion Paimon are some of the strongest. They've agreed to let me learn from. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Dayan-san. They all helped the traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give it.
Well said!
I'll drink to that.
How does it feel being a hero?
To be honest, it's a bit...
Well, you better get used to it. Next up,
Hey, please don't make fun.
ये क्या कर रही है यहाँ पे?
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's Paimon's favorite.
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time, for in 500 years Natlan will be destroyed, it seemed too cruel. You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. But life is short. And imagine if I said, let's leave right now, and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million years. It would sound quite ridiculous. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work without them, or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt duty-bound to see it through to the end.
I'm suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survives. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect and artist. She played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. But of course, still, it was an impressive achievement, and I'm very proud of her. You feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the Abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written, including your plan?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, present, and future coexist, even if the future ends in destruction. There's still no reason to give up, and it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our struggle. This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3, to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side, whatever it takes.
Surely.
Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure in the upcoming battle. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would have long dwindled to 0. Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still. Take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
Act 2 completed.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. You don't have much time. And you're injured on top of that. What do you plan to do next?
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
तो था कौन? Archon Quest Chapter 4 ओके चलो थोड़े से खोलते हैं बैनर होपफुली। मेरे को दे दो मेरा 5 स्टार। Almost. Come on. थोड़े और चाहिए। यही होगा पक्का। कुछ नहीं आया। चलो फिर आर्कन क्वेस्ट में वैसे ये भी है, गो टू द सुमरू एडवेंचर फील्ड एंड टॉक टू कैथरीन। ये किसके बारे में है वैसे?
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
I never heard of that.
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Well, that's us for sure.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara village. They say one of their own villagers has gone missing, but the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager—
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out. In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the...
Alright then, let's go! Paimon's starting to...
Hey. Bedtime stories. Vimara village.
We made it to Vimara village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Vimara village.
Ah, so you hear about that then. You're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their... We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue.
Okay, guess you're really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions. I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know? We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
All right, specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. There aren't many young people like him nowadays, so genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village? There's no way he would have been able to manage.
Huh. All right, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
Okay.
Time to go.
It's that guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help with my failing eyesight. I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance, but I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. I don't think his parents are still living in the village, but somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the... And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks, helping villagers navigate...
Wow, he seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much, but, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just...
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember.
इतनी डिटेल से कहाँ ढूंढेंगे उसको?
Well, Traveler, what do you think?
More to discuss.
I don't think so too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name, and nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased. So you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with? Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara village?
Yep, sure are. We were just—
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank God. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara village. Anyway, I just wanted to—
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our—
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me.
Okay.
Is this the place?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky or stop to feel the wind against our skin. I was actually adopted by the people of Vamara village. The forest rangers found me in the woods. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have— everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I— Really? You know exactly how I feel?
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well— I guess you could— no matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure. And patient, too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow. You two must— Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away.
Still not much—
Look at me. Talking your ear off, and still— The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were— come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even—
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Doesn't it— The Abyss Order. Could they be—
गायब हो गया, नीचे आ गया.
Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick!
Bow your head.
Be sanctified. Settle down.
The wind knows me.
Silence.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vilmara village have been a lot more active lately. They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the...
Maybe the Abyss... Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vilmara village, just in case. If the... Wait a second. The person... It's Dainslev!
Whoa.
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to...
Yep, see you later! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose? No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly trail activity in the...
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilly trail activity is merely a...
Still, the hilly trail activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while.
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further trap. And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk. Ah, so that was the commission that brought you here to Vilmara village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilly trail activity.
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is...
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation. His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Kanria. The wise Roptatir, the visionary Vedrfolnir, Gold Rhindaughter, the foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clotar to create the Abyss Order was him.
They were once people of great esteem in Kanria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. The 6 of us. Together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world. Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy, and for that, they shall never have my forgiveness. Indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world. Of course, as I said, I never intended to hide anything from...
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memories, could it be connected?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow. Well, let's go find Dane!
This is such a great place for a vacation.
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission.
Oh, a young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before. Memories of him.
Maybe we just talked too much about it?
No, it wasn't a dream. And I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then!
Indeed. and it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way. Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the Eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our... Come with me. We must...
Oh, so you're going to take us to...
Of course.
Into the wind.
हरा fruit.
So you hid it way out here? Not a easy... Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Hey, wait up!
Fire and electric.
Stay close and you will live. Illusion shattered!
The wind knows me.
Shine down!
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Illusion shattered! One with nature!
Motion to... Invisible evidence!
Shine down!
Hold the line!
ओह ये क्या है?
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism. The door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Time to go.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the Abyss.
Whoa.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Boom boom! Rest and rebuild!
Illusion shattered!
As one with wind and cloud! Into the wind!
Inazuma shines eternal!
LOL.
Incinerate!
Shine down!
The wind knows me.
Breath of the flame! Boom boom!
Hold the line!
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see...
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel it.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing... Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
Okay. What now? कौन आया? Lumin!
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
इसके पास इसकी sword कैसे है?
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say, but if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
अबे यार, हट बे। ये क्या बात हुई?
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack.
हर बार यार, जब भी कोई मौका मिलता है उसे मिलने का ये साला हर बार।
Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago?
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differ. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became...
Did you hear that? It sounded so gentle. Could that... Oh, this is weird. Let's...
बे यार वो फाइट भी पूरी नहीं दिखाई क्या थी?
Looks like the same thing is happening over here.
You see, we're both still... We've reclaimed an endless amount of time. Release your tears. You no longer...
ये लिचल्स बात कर रहे हैं क्या एक दूसरे से?
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, "Sleep well, Father. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall..."
It almost sounds like a poem or... Well, now that the hilly trails have calmed down, Vimara village should be safe. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should...
अरे उन दोनों की फाइट देखनी थी मुझे यार।
Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something new.
The Abyss Order? Thank you for your concern, but as far as I'm aware...
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager?
Hmm? Someone's gone missing?
Huh? You know, the young guy from That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. At least right now, I can't seem to recall...
But how is that?
सब लोग भूल गए।
Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grip. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been... You're right. We should narrow down the possibilities.
Someone's gone.
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nights, he's around 20 years...
Oh, I know.
Really? You...
There aren't many young people. Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing? Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They...
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just... Do you think maybe...
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing. Time travel is extremely difficult to perform. The current situation probably has something to do with the disturbances in the ley lines. Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevata, no one remembers him, because there's been a change in people's memory. No, Bahram still remembers him. He just forgot about the fact that this person went missing. If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the leyline disturbances. We're in someone else's memory, just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all. Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the... But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Who knows how long this leyline disturbance is gonna last? Good idea! That'll help us... We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Could we try to... Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow get...
Time does not pass within false memories.
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village. No. Based on what we know so far, if time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. Perhaps it has something to do with time. Maybe not. We don't have any way to prove whether...
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off, like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
Dainsleif had memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once? No, that doesn't seem right. We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the missing villager, but it turns out we're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission. The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Just like time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be...
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atosa's memory. Yeah, that's...
Oh.
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman. You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Kind of familiar.
Oh, right. This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah.
किसके जैसा दिख रहा है? समझ में तो नहीं आ
It's
रहा
nice to see you, traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
You are... one person.
Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate. The founder of the Abyss Order, the man who broke the curse of immortality. No, that doesn't seem... No, that doesn't seem... You're... Kari Bear Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... the me from back then. This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
कहाँ ले गया ये? ये क्या लिखा है? ओह, पानी में
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world after all. As you well know. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this. And now, the time is... Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate. But despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate. As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life. Ah, that. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if... I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaning? But I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? I was curious, so I selfishly, even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. I know it sounds stupid. After all, any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness, left to mature in an illusory world of nothing. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up. I know. But there's nothing I can... If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the sudden... I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
Sword.
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The loom of fate has already been completed.
What?
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
False memory?
Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait.
Oh.
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the Princess is planning. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, you remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form. I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears. My goal was simple: to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest, to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of...
इसलिए सब शांत है.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost all that's left of my... But now...
चला गया.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time.
ये आ गई यहाँ पे.
Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too.
ये कैसा reunion है?
Well, how about a conversation?
Finally.
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree? That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years. The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. there's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes? Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it. You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me, well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
Huh? What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
क्या है यार?
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring... Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind. Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that... wait, really? What a score! Well, what happened after that?
After that, याद नहीं आ रहा.
Ah, there you are. Sleep.
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. They looked like quite a happy family, apparently. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever...
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably... Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so... Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was part of the search party, so I remember what... Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot. He always seemed to appear out of nowhere, and now... If Curry Bear wants me to forget about the time we spent together, then I'm willing to try. I relied on him for a lot of things, but I'm sure with enough time, even the deepest of attachments can fade. Okay, I'll admit. I was dumped. Wasn't otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye? You don't need to comfort me. It's just like Curry Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day. Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone... Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with...
What was bhul gaya?
A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see!
Oh. Now, that's a good picture. Archon quest all done. एक लास्ट बैनर खोलते हैं. लकीली आ जाए. Oh no, मुझे लगा येलो आएगा.
I'm Chevras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. You'll excuse me if I skip the pleasantries. Is there a case that needs my attention?
Okay. On to the point. Nice. अपने पास ये भी है एक. इधर गई डियार. Fast equipment. इसके लिए बेस्ट यही रहेगा आई थिंक। चलो ये सेट हो गया, वेपन भी है इसके पास, ट्राई करते हैं इसको।
Got a job for me?
ये लेवल अप तो नहीं है इसका।
The pleasure is all mine.
Here.
Rest and rebuild.
Look alive!
ओह, इसका फिजिकल डैमेज बढ़ गया क्या?
Buckle up! Hi!
Hold the line.
ओके, अब इस पे देखते हैं। अभी लेवल 50 है।
Allow me.
Into the wind.
Gloves off!
Nice.
Look alive! Hi!
Hold the line.
The wind knows.
लेवल अप करके देखेंगे।
Settle down.
चलो फिर आज के लिए इतना ही रखते हैं गाइस। अभी आर्कन क्वेस्ट तो है नहीं, कल हम थोड़ा स्टोरी क्वेस्ट एक आध करेंगे, फिर कैरेक्टर लेवल अप पे फोकस करेंगे, ठीक है? तो मिलते हैं कल।